Hello world! I'm here to play a little makeup again today. And I was just getting ready to hit that button and I had a power surge and everything went off. Oh well, that was very fun. So, if I suddenly disappear or the video suddenly stops, it's not me. I don't know if it's getting ready to storm or what, but it seems like every time I come on it starts thundering, but I had a power surge for it, but how I done. So I was going to show you the makeup again today. It's always fun to do this. And I hope you learn some stuff and have fun as well. So I have primer spray. This will make it last all day. The really fine mist, they have this sprayer. It's patented. That it's a real fine mist. It doesn't just drench your face and make it really wet. And then I'm going to start today. You can really kind of start with whatever you want to. Normally when I do this every day, I start with my foundation. And I see a lot of people on live. Hello, Kathleen. I am playing makeup. I found something fun to do. So, I've seen a lot of people start with their eyeshadow. And they say it's because they don't want to get the eyeshadow and have a bunch of fallout here. But this brand doesn't have a lot of fallout. But still, a lot of people do this, so I am going to start with my eyeshadow. But first, I'm going to put some concealer. Hi! This is concealer number 0. And it has primer in it. And so I'm going to put this on my eyelid. I discovered this makeup while I was searching for some good makeup that would have good coverage that I could wear on stage, because I've joined a singing group. Oh, thank you. I'm a rock star. Well, I don't know about the rock part. No rocks. I don't know, but it's fun. I'm having fun anyway, and I get to talk and not just sit here and not talk. So, hello, Carol. Welcome. I'm having some makeup fun today. So I joined this singing group, found out I had to wear, they had criteria for wearing makeup. No, they didn't have to have a certain brand, but they had to have certain colors and a certain way, because they're a competition chorus. I'm not really that much into the competition part. I just like performing and making people happy. But because they get judged on their appearance, and the whole thing is they have to look uniform, and they have to show up well on stage and under bright professional stage lights. So they have this certain, way to wear makeup, and it was not anything I ever did. So I thought, okay, I am really inept at this, and I'm really going to look bad. So I said, how about I start learning how to do this a little better if I have to wear these colors on stage. Now, what I'm doing now isn't what I wear on stage. It's normal. I mean, not what a normal person would wear. On stage, you just have to be a really bright and really dark, and really, because once you get the lights on you, it washes you out, and you won't even see it if it's regular makeup. So, but what I wanted was the techniques to learn how to do it better, so I didn't look so garish in that makeup. And so I started watching lives like this. And I learned so I've watched some professional people, some regular people like me, who have learned like me and learned how to do makeup. And I also found this fantastic brand of makeup that's actually professional makeup. It was used originally, it didn't used to even be marketed or available to the public. It was sold to makeup artists in Hollywood that were putting it on the stars. And they decided 3 years ago, why don't we sell this to the general public? And so that's what we have now. So I'm taking this color right here on my eyelid. It's called Cream Boat. And I'm just doing that it's just kind of like a wash. You ever see anybody paint? And remember that one guy who used to be on TV all the time? He would paint. You take a white canvas and you paint white paint on it, and it's already white, but you're just getting it. Once you get the base down, the rest of it goes on smoother, because it just has something like itself to blend with. He always whitewashed his canvas and then started. So that's what I'm doing, whitewashing my eyes. Oh, this is actually cream, it's not white. Then I learned not only how to do makeup, I learned how, from some of the videos I watched, how to do makeup when you're older. Because, you can't do it the same when you were younger, because your skin is not the same anymore. And I have hooded eyes, which they said is actually the most common, which means when I open my eyes like this, you can't see my eyelid at all. You see my hood. And the hood is, my hood is of course now puffy and saggy because that's what happens. So I've learned a way to camouflage that. So you take, this is a light color. It's kind of a camel color. It's called One Night Sand. Their names are so funny for their colors. And instead of going in the crease, if you have a hooded eye, you got to go up here when your eyes are open where it'll show. And I'm going to make it a little darker here because that will cause that to recede a little bit and look like that I don't have puffy hooded eyes. it camouflages it a little bit. But you take up a fairly light color like this camel-y color, and they call it a transition shade, which when I used to go do makeup and stuff, and like, you know, you'd go to the mall and have to do your makeup there, everybody talked about a transition shade. I never heard of that. Nobody ever did that. So this has got to be either a newer technique or it's just something professionals have done that has become known to the general public now. But it basically means you take a somewhat barely darker than your skin and you put it there, so you don't go from your skin color to just suddenly a dark line. It's a gradual change to the dark. But you have to go, if you have hooded eyes, you have to go on the hood. And you have to leave a space between here and your eyebrow, because you don't go all the way up to your eyebrow. So I know where that spot is now, which is right here. Let's see if I lift my eye up. See my crease? My crease is way down here. And if you don't have hooded eyes like this, you can put your color here. And when you open your eyes, you know, you'll still see your eyelid, and that will show. But for a lot of us, we can't do that. Especially if your eyes are sagging now. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. But if I can camouflage it a little bit, I'm going for it. So I'm going to get another brush. And I'm going to do this color. This is a taupe color. It's called Taupe for the Best. So it's just a little bit darker. And I'm kind of going to go over the same spot. But what it does is that lighter color under there just makes it where it's almost like a fade-in effect. So it just gradually gets darker. It's just not so... just doesn't look so odd that you suddenly have a dark line on your eye. I never really was very good at eye makeup. That's a lot of why I didn't wear it, because I just had no idea what I was doing. And it looked horrifying, so I just didn't do it. But with performing in this group that I'm singing with, we're required to wear their colors and their, you know, they follow their directions for makeup to sing in the chorus. I mean, it's actually kind of fun. I don't care that they have requirements. I just thought, uh-oh, I better learn how to do this. So I have, and I'm really excited about this makeup that I found because it's really easy to apply. And the foundation, I've never used a foundation like this before. It's full coverage. I have the hardest time finding a full coverage foundation that doesn't look all streaky or dry or cakey or... So then I just kind of went to, all right, how about medium coverage? Okay, well, that doesn't look so bad on you, but it doesn't cover things very well. And the older I get, I've got splotchier skin. I've got all these little broken blood vessels here now. This looks like you have red threads laying on your face. And it's just uneven, you know, it's uneven. My skin is a little more sensitive. I touch it a little bit, it turns red. A little fade, but, you know, lean on your hand for a second or scratch your face. Oh, you got a red mark on there now. I just don't like splotchy. I've always kind of had acne prone skin and skin with marks on it, and just to where I like any marks to me are like, I don't want them. I want pure perfect skin. Of course, can't have that, but I'm trying to make it look similar to it though. Let's pretend I do. This is a little darker color still. This one, let's see, what's this one called? Ashen for Trouble. That's it. Some of them are close to similar shades. This is real close to the last one I had, but it's a little bit darker. Now this takes a little bit longer to do than just one color, but it looks so much better. And you know, once you've done this for a while, you kind of get a little faster at it. Now, I do this somewhat in the morning, although I don't usually always do. It depends on what I'm wearing. If I'm wearing something darker, I'll do it a little darker. Sometimes I only put one or two colors still to go to work. Da-da. Depends on how much time I have, but it really doesn't take me a whole lot longer than what I was doing. But I just feel like I need, the older I get, the more I feel like I want to cover that, I want to camouflage that, I want to fix that, I want to lift that. Oh, I got a lot I want to do. And if I can do that with makeup, yes, I just went up too high there, but see, I'm going to fix that. Called, my skin kind of sagged on me. Brush slipped. But yep, going to fix it. So what you do, is you take a clean brush and, oh, yep, this one. You just gotta brush it away. All gone. And then to blend it, you take a clean brush and you just lightly go around the edges. This, to me, is what I've learned the most from the makeup artists and stuff I've been watching to learn these techniques. Is that you've got to blend, but you don't blend the whole thing. If you blend the whole thing, you just brush it all off. So you just go around the perimeter real light with a real light touch. And you kind of swirl it. So you're just kind of lightening and smudging. Oh, hi, Patty. How are you doing today? So I'm just going lightly or very lightly around the edges. Just to blend that part. Oh, see how it doesn't look, this is how this one like has like a hard line right there, but that one isn't so bad, so. Oh, hi, Jane. Playing makeup today, Jane. Hope y'all are doing well. Oh, I'm just gonna go all around the edges of here. It always takes me a little longer to do this like on a live like this, because I'm sitting here talking. When if I do this in the morning for work, it's really pretty quick. It's not too terribly long. There we go. Now, I'm going to do one more darker, just because there's something different to do today. And this is one of the colors. Oh, you were outside watering? Oh, Patty, I have, one of my aunts is on here. If you look, I don't know if you're looking at the comment, you see her name is Jane Pygott. Jane, this is a woman on here named Patty. I found her on the, what is it called? The Florida Historical Families of Florida site. And she's kin to us. She has, what is it, Durances and Pygotts in her background from Wakulla County. It's, I don't know exactly how far down, but hey, I found a new family member. And so she'd be your family member too. Kind of fun. So I'm going to take this color. This color is called Levita. Is it that one? No, this one. Levita Mocha. It's like a real dark brown. And this one is like a chocolatey brown. Hi. So Patty, you would actually be related to my Aunt Jane's husband, Uncle Troy. He's my dad's brother, Troy is. I told Patty about the book that I have. I don't remember if you saw that, Jane. The book I had about, I think, did Dad or I bring that to the Tuesday dinner suite that y'all have one night about the greens and cornbread of Wakulla County? I don't remember if you remember me bringing that book, or if you were even there. I told her about that book. It's got a lot of stuff. Hey, it's got a lot of stuff about Wakulla County, where my grandfather and beyond was from. So I'm just putting a little darker here. Now this would be more like if you do an evening, or like me going on stage to sing, because the white lights will wash it right back out. So it's just like you put a little dark over here in the corner. Yeah, to one of the Tuesday nights. Yeah, it was a year or so ago. Yeah, that's right. Patty, my dad's brothers and sisters, they all go every Tuesday night to eat to somewhere Sometimes the Cracker Barrel, sometimes the farmer's market. They all get together and they go out to dinner every Tuesday. Kind of neat. They've been doing that for several years, I think. Then I added all that dark, so I'm going to blend it. I think it is so neat to find somebody that's a new family member. You know, when I started doing some of this research online about the family, I found 2 people I work with that are kin to me. And there's only about 80 people there. And seriously, at least 2 of them are like my 4th and 5th cousins. One girl that was there, she knew because her grandmother was a Piegat. And so she said, she came up to me one day and said, I think I'm kin to you. And I knew she saw my name tag. I knew that's why she'd think that. And I'm like, do you have a Piegat in your family? She goes, yeah, my grandmother. And I'm like, well, then you'd be kin to me, because I have never met a Piegat that wasn't kin to me, so you'd be kin to me. And especially if you're in Florida. And I went and she told me her grandmother's name, and I don't remember the name, but Dad knew it, of course. And it was one of Park Piegat's, forget, daughters? I think Park Piegat's daughter or something like that. Okay. So now, and then the other guy he told me about, it was crazy. His name is Rob Durrance. He's also on that site Patty and I belong to on Facebook. He said, have you ever heard of FamilySearch.org? It's run by the Mormon Church, and so therefore they do it as a public service, and it's free, and you don't have to pay like you do on the other sites. You have to pay to belong to them. He goes, that one's free. And I said, no, I've never seen that. Or I hadn't seen it, like I'd gone to the Mormon Church before just to look at their computers, but I'd never done it. And I thought, well, let me go look at that. I set up my own family tree, and, you know, when you hit the parts that other people have already found, it just automatically populates and fills in. So I typed in me and my parents and grandparents, and then when it got back and hit the stuff that was already filled in, it filled in some of these people that were like my grandfather's grandparents. And suddenly I saw this woman's name was Mary Ann Ellen Durrance. And I'm like, oh my word. And I went to Rob the next day at work. I said, Rob, do you know a Mary Ann Ellen Durrance in your history? He goes, oh, I'm not sure. I'll have to go look. I said, Rob, we could be kin. He comes back the next day and he goes, yep, she's like one of my great aunt. And I'm like, then we're cousins, aren't we? I find people, surprise, we're kin. I didn't even know. It was kind of funny. I'm looking for what next. Okay, I'm going to do this eyeliner. I like this eyeliner. It is real thin. It's like a thin felt tip pen. But it's real easy to do. You start and you just draw a line. And then because my eyes sag and I don't want to highlight that, I go up a little bit at the end. I saw a woman do this on YouTube. And instead of your eye following the droop, it goes and it follows that line and goes up a little bit. The trick, of course, is to get them the same. I don't think you can ever get it 100% the same. So I just say, oh well, get as close as I can. As long as they both kind of go up. And now once this dries, it's smudge proof. You can rub it, it won't smudge. Yeah, see, Rob's your cousin too, because you're kin to the Durrances. Well, we had that Durrance married the Piegat, so then of course we're kin to both of them because we descended from both of them. That makes us all one big family. I found out because I was looking, it might be in that book, that Greens and Cornbread book, that there's a lake apparently up there in Medart in Wakulla County named Lake Ellen. And it was named after Mary Ann Ellen Durrance. They said they actually named the lake after her because I guess they must have owned all that property. I'm like, oh, wow. Wouldn't have known that they named the lake after her, but they did. Okay, so now I'm going to find my foundation. I'm going to do my foundation. This is my favorite part because this one is called Shinto Zero, which means even though I live in Florida, I'm as white as a ghost. I never have been much of an outdoor girl. I've been a lay in bed and read a book girl. I played outside when I was a kid a lot, but when I got to be a teenager, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with that. I think I like indoors. Oh, your book's going to be there tomorrow? Oh, you're going to love that book. It's got several pictures in it, too. I know there was a picture. You said you were kin to the Peltz, right? I think there was a picture in there of somebody that was in the military in the Peltz. I don't remember which name. There were a bunch of names of Peltz in there. It was so funny. I know there's a Carter family in there. And Dad says, oh, we're kin to the Carters. Sure enough, I was reading in there and it said somebody named Carter. Somebody, there's a pie, get back in there. History. Like, oh, is there anybody up there we're not kin to? I'm not sure. I think they all kind of married each other too. You know, this one married that one's brother and this one married that one's sister. And then they all kind of make one big family. Probably a good idea if none of us go up there and marry anybody. I'm probably kin to them. Okay, there's half my face. The name of the book is The Greens and Cornbread of Wakulla County. Like, you know, like collard greens. The Greens and Cornbread of Wakulla County. And it's a, I've got it right here. It's a big book. Here, I'll show you. That's the book. See, it's like a notebook kind of book. And it's got in here somewhere. If I can find it real quick. I don't remember what page it's in. So here's a story right here. Willie. This is Carmel W. Pelt. Now there's a picture of my grandfather's grandparents in here. It was my favorite picture. I had to find it. I don't know where it went. It's in here somewhere. Maybe it's earlier in the book. I need to go back and highlight all the ones that say they're kin to us, because I would think I had read everything. Okay, I've got all the people down, then read another one. Oh no, they were kin to this one and that one. Oh, Durances and Flagler. Okay, look at these people right here. That is Marianne Ellen Durrance and John Irvin Pygott Jr. Ooh, she's a stern-looking woman. But you know, they didn't smile in pictures back then. So that is my grandfather's grandparents. Really cool. And that's the woman who they named the lake after over there. Well, that's in that book. I love that book. I need to go back and read it again. Okay, so you see how this is so much smoother, and I bought it on Amazon. Look it up on Amazon. You can buy everything on Amazon. But that's where I got mine. That's where Patty said she got hers too. I think that's where you got it, didn't you, Patty? You ordered from Amazon too. I think you can buy it from the actual, like the Historical Society of Wakulla County too, but Amazon's so much faster. Go in, click buy, you're done. If you buy from Amazon. Okay, so then I want to do this side. Get my skin looking smooth on this side too. I like this because it does a pretty good job of lasting all day. I have oily skin. Most makeup on me, by the end of the day, I don't even see it because my oil breaks through with it. Who's your papa's brother? John Irvin? There was a John Irvin Sr. and a John Irvin Jr. And that was Junior. They didn't have a picture of Senior, but it's hard to find pictures much older. They didn't take a lot of pictures. They didn't have cameras. Oh, that one? Carmel W. Pelt was... That was your papa's brother? Oh, wow. Well, his picture's in that book, and there's a whole little story about him in there. You can't find it on Amazon? Oh, let's see. The Greens and Cornbread. It's W-A-K-U-L-L-A is Wakulla. Is that how you spell it? W-A-K-U-L-L-A. ULLA. The Greens and Cornbread of Wakulla County. I know this is backwards to you though, isn't it? Doesn't do me any good to show it to you. Forget it's backwards to people on there. Yeah, the man in the uniform. Yeah, I think that was, they were talking about him. That was a pretty, oh, you spelled it wrong. Yeah, that was a pretty good picture, a pretty big picture of him. It looked like it was a whole headshot. So, Patty, do you have other pictures of him? Your papa's brother? But I think somewhere in there's one of them married, they either married a Carter or a Pygott, or they married somebody kin to me too. That's the neatest book. There's another book. You know, they make books for every city you can get. I've got that too, and it's a smaller book like this and this. I forget what they're called. There's one in Fort Myers. It's like the history of Fort Myers, the story of Fort Myers or something. And they make one for every, just about every city. There's one called The Story or the History or the something of Wakulla County too. It doesn't have as much information as this. It has a little bit in there about the Pygotts, but I can't remember if it has anything about anybody else. It was more about the town. This one's more about the people. It's all about the people and the families that live there, and that's what I like about that one. So I'm going to cover up these things right here in a minute. But I usually put a little concealer where I have these broken blood vessels. Look, they're like spider veins. Spider veins on your face. Yeah, that's a happy surprise you didn't ever expect growing up. They're tiny and they're not very big, but still, like I needed another discoloration on my face. I always had acne young growing up, and you expect, well, when I get older, it'll get better. Yeah, it doesn't get better. Acne might get a little better. You get other problems instead. You ever watch, I think it's the first Men in Black, where they find the alien and the alien takes over the country guy's body and the skin doesn't fit and he takes his head and he goes, whoop, and he pulls it. I wish I could do that. Can we just pull all the skin up from the head? All of it. Oh, you have one of him in the uniform. Is it that same one? Or is it a different one? Or do you have like a full body one of him? How cool is that? That one picture was actually... I wondered if that was somebody you would know. Sure enough. Now both this foundation, I know we're having more fun talking about the other stuff. Well, both this foundation and this concealer, they're wax based, which is not like anything I've ever used. It isn't hot, it isn't smothery. It feels like you've absolutely put nothing on. Absolutely nothing. I feel nothing on. It's weightless. It is good for oily skin, dry skin, sensitive skin. It's what they use in a lot of the makeup artists use in Hollywood. And if you know, they look good on camera. Yeah, I wish I could look like the Hollywood stars. Okay, so when you put on foundation, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. Is it Carmel? Is that how you say his name? I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. I'm just guessing. Of course, nobody knows how to pronounce Pygott. I don't know if did you even know how to say Pygott? Most people look at it like, oh, I'm not even going to try it. They never guess Pygott. Oh, hi, Jenna. Patty, here's another cousin. Jenna's a younger cousin. Jenna, we have a new cousin we found through a site. Through a site on Facebook about the history of Florida and stuff. Florida families. Her name is Patty. And she's kin to the Pygotts and the Durances and a bunch of people we're kin to. You probably don't even know you're kin to the Durances. I didn't. I'm setting this with powder. Right. Well, that's what I'm doing. Actually, when I normally get ready, I normally put on foundation and then concealer. Now, I used to, a long time ago, put concealer on first, then put on foundation. Then I heard that can rub the concealer off. If you put it on first, then you put on foundation, you're rubbing it off. So put foundation on first, then concealer. I thought, okay. Then I've been watching all these people do lives and learning, and they all do their eyes first. I've never done my eyes first. But they say it's because when they're putting the eyeshadow on, if it flakes off and gets down here on their face, if they haven't put foundation on yet, they can just go like this, they can brush it off. And then they put their foundation and concealer on after, and if they did get any smudges or anything, it covers it. And then there's some of them, I've seen some of them, these makeup, like professional makeup artists that I've watched, they take their eyeshadow, I have to do that one day, and they take concealer, and see how it just kind of goes down here, and it makes your eye look more lifted. And they just like wipe it all off with this concealer. And maybe I can do that. But I did it kind of a little bit. But it just makes this real, I have saggy eyes, I have to do this. It does make sense, yeah. But I was doing it wrong. I don't know this wrong. There's no wrong. But I was doing it the other way. Well, I didn't know. But see, they cut it like this. I watched this one girl. Oh, she's like an artist. Oh my goodness, her eyes, when she gets done, you would think, oh, they're so pretty. I'm not that good, but she's a professional makeup artist. I'm not. But see, it keeps it from it's everything I try to do, everything keeps it from looking droopy. But see, it also makes it look like, you've seen some of them do the wing. Instead of doing a wing, you do it with eyeshadow. And it lifts your eye. Makes your eyes look a little bigger, a little wider. But you just take it, they do this with concealer all the time. They just kind of go wild with the eyeshadow. And then you look and you go, oh. And then they just take concealer and boop, it's like whiteout. It's a big thing of whiteout. They white out all that stuff they did. I'm like, oh, it really works well. It completely covers like you'd never know it was there. Now see, it makes it, it's like well, that's a little smurry there. But they make it like this perfect line. It looks like you drew a perfect line on there. Only I didn't. It's really a neat way to do it. It's really an art for these makeup artists. They really are artists. And I'm kind of definitely an amateur artist. But it's fun, and like I said, I'm learning to do it so I can look at least kind of decent on the stage when I have to do stage. But then I thought, well, I don't want to just look nice on a stage. I want to do this every day. And so, and plus, the more I do it, the better I get at it. I'm great at talking to the camera. It's funny, because it is hilarious. I'm such an opposite person from most people. I can talk in front of a crowd, but you get me one-on-one, and I don't know what to say. I'm like a shot. I don't know why. I don't know why. Tell me why. I don't know why. Well, most people are the opposite way. They can talk to somebody, and then you get them in front of a crowd, and they're like, I don't know why. Why am I scared the other way? I don't know. I'm afraid I'm like, what am I not going to know what to say? Why is that? That's some weird fear I've always had. And you get me away from the one person in front of me and I can talk. I don't get it. I don't get it. But, that's the way God made me, I guess. Either that or for some reason I just don't have as much of a hang-up with this. Maybe it's just I feel like I have something to say more. I don't know. Problem has always been when I get with somebody one-on-one, I always think, well, what am I going to say they want to hear? It's probably just insecurity. What do they want to hear me say? What can I say? What can I say that's not just stupid, like, oh, it's cloudy outside. What can I say that's interesting? I can always have something interesting to say, but if I can't think of anything to say, I go sit in a corner. I just sit there, I don't know. Nobody wants to talk to me. It's so strange. I'm kind of quirky. Now this is a makeup brush here. Look at this. You flatten this thing out. This is the size of half of my face. This brush came in the kit. I'm like, whoa. You go, whoop, you're done. Oh, hi, Transy. You still there, Patty? We have another cousin. Patty's going to meet all her cousins today. Transy, I found a new cousin. on one of the Facebook things. Distant cousin. She's kin to the Durances and the Pygotts from Wakulla County in the Panhandle. And we found each other on there, and so she's come to watch me live, and she's meeting all my cousins. Didn't know she was gonna. I don't know if Transy's still on here. The girl that was on here earlier, Jenna, that Transy's her mother-in-law. It's very complicated, Ty. Everybody's kin somehow. Okay. Oh, I know what I was going to do next. I'm thinking, what am I going to do next? I've got to get this one color here. Let's see if I can do this. I don't do this a lot. Oh, thank you. I don't do this a lot with, not that one. I don't do this a lot with this makeup. I was going to try to see if I can contour a little bit. I have to be careful with that or I just look dirty. It's because I'm so pale, I can't use the dark color. I don't want to look dirty. Ooh. You know, as much as I hate the splotchy skin, I don't want to do anything. Oh, you went to get a glass of wine. Okay. Well, I have my thermos of water. I drink water. That's all I drink is water. I did that live Sunday night when I was talking about the foundation. I don't know what that was. I was perfectly fine. I started talking and suddenly my throat, thought I was going to gag. Could not quit coughing. Couldn't clear my throat. I'm like, yep, not stopping. I don't know if I was being attacked. Somebody needs to hear this. And so guess what? I'm just going to talk anyway. That's what I did. But boy, I couldn't quit clearing my throat. That was no fun. Okay, I'm going to take this brush. Hi, Ken and Susan. I don't know which one of you that is. It's either Ken or Susan. They have a Facebook together, friends of mine. I'm playing makeup. So, I'm going to take this little brush. This is called number 8. Yeah, you don't like contour either. Yeah, some of it, and they tell you to do contour, you need to do what's the color of a shadow, not a bronzy color, but it's supposed to look like it's casting a shadow, so it kind of needs to more like a grayish taupey color. Like, okay. But I try it because I want to see if I can do it. So I'm taking the setting spray and making this brush wet. And I'm taking this. Do I want to use that color? I got to be careful I don't go too dark. I'm trying to remember the girl I saw. Which color did she use? I'm going to use the lighter one because my skin is light. And this one is taupe for the best. If it don't work, well, we tried it. And see, you just draw a line. This is eyeshadow. And you can't do this with any eyeshadow. It's got to be a highly pigmented eyeshadow. If you try this with other eyeshadow, it's just going to look like nothing. No, I'm not done. Don't laugh. Okay, I learned this one from the makeup artist. If you put a little tiny bit under your lip, it'll make your lip look fuller. It's not going to stay like that. It'll make your lip look fuller because it looks like a shadow on your lip. Then, this one, I always have trouble with this one because I feel like it makes my neck look dirty. But if you go like right here where I have this double chin, double neck, double everything, and you go there, it'll look more like a shadow. It does look like a shadow, but I have a hard time looking at it and going, I need to go wash my face. But I'm going to try it with this. I haven't actually tried it with this yet because I haven't had this real long. I ordered it. Okay, then this is the other one I see. It always looks hilarious when I try to do this. You contour your nose. Oh, they're playing that song. No longer a slave to fear. I'm a child of God. I got the Christian television station on. Okay, that looks hilarious. Okay, we're gonna... There. Okay, now, then you take a brush. I'm gonna do this one first because this looks ridiculous. This is what I see a lot of them do on there, though. A lot of the people that are learning, they're like, oh, let's just try this. If it doesn't work, I have concealer. I'm gonna get that off a little bit. And you just blend it. Well, that's not too bad. If you blend it enough, you get it where it don't look dirty. It's supposed to slenderize your nose. And you do this a little bit. I guess you just keep blending if you don't like it dark. Blend, blend. Yeah, exactly. I just have to be careful that if I blend too much, it's all gone. good. Okay, then this. I got another palette before I got this brand. That's actually a contour palette. And it was, what is it? It's Too Faced. I got it from Ulta. And they make it like with real cocoa. And it smells like chocolate. And I want to eat it. But it's not that very good. It's so light. Even for me. I put it on and I'm like, okay, can't see it. Still can't see it. And I put on the darker color. So, and they only have one color. And I thought, well, it's a little disappointing. Can't even tell it did it. But I sure do want to eat it. Wonder if I mix it with hot water. If I could. I don't think it's got cocoa in it. It's not all cocoa. Well, it sure does smell good. I love chocolate. Da-da. That isn't too terribly bad. It's supposed to make it look like, you know, I like that. Like you thin your face a little bit. And this is the one I always think I want to do it. Blend more on the side of my nose. Okay. Yeah, it's dark. It's hard to tell because I have quite a little rig up here because I don't have the real stuff to do this, like the whole setup here. I have a lighted mirror. They make a lighted mirror. I have to get it. That has a phone clamp that you can put it right in the middle of the mirror. And it's got some bright lights and I don't have that one. So I have some plastic wrap wrapped around my phone and have it stuck on the mirror. So it is kind of rigged. But hey, it's working. You know what I probably needed? Is to use a thinner brush for this, for the nose. How's that? Better. I'm going to go back with the blush a little bit. You're really supposed to put the contour on first and then do the blush. I did it backwards. Because then you can kind of put that on top of it a little bit. It's better. You see why I don't do this a lot. I have done it for stage because since it mostly washes you out anyway, I figured, won't hurt if I don't do it enough. This looks good? Okay. Now see, I try not to get this too pink. But I have to put this on where it looks like I smeared Kool-Aid on my face or something for stage. They keep saying, put more. No, it's got to be more. I'm like, why? Yeah, they're right, though. I've seen pictures. I'm like, well, you can't even see it. You can't see it at all. Okay. Now, this is one of my favorite things to do because I learned this a long time ago. Long time ago. Even if you have dark eyebrows, you should fill them in with something a little bit. And see, if you look, my eyebrows are like pretty much even, the same height. But when I'm trying to find my best mirror spot, here it is. Where I can see. See, I have to do this without glasses too. It's a challenge. Although I really don't use glasses for seeing up close, I use them for distance. But I get far enough away. It's a little blurry. But I don't do the wild stuff that some of the younger ones do. Have you ever seen some of them do their eyebrows? Now look, doesn't it look like I lifted it up? But it didn't. It just filled it in. I think this makes you look younger too. Yeah, I'll take that. Just a little, it's just an eyebrow pencil. The brushes, all of these brushes I have right now are all the Lime Life by Alcone brushes. And these are now my favorite. They are, they're all vegan. They don't have animal hair. And they're, this one is really neat for this blends that foundation so well. It's just like a buffer, but see, it like airbrushes it. But they are, weighted at this end. So you don't keep like, they don't tip. they're heavy at the end, so they kind of like balance easy. And they're real full brushes. They don't. I have some brushes that every time I wash them, half the hairs fall out of them. These don't do that. It's annoying. And then you put your makeup on, and oh, there's a brush hair, and there's a brush hair. That gets old. But since I've gotten these, I really like these. I really like all their products. Now that's not what this is. This is Wet n Wild from Walgreens. But they're supposed to be coming out with the brow product soon. But most of the stuff, the makeup and the eyeshadow, all that stuff's Lime Life by Alcone. It's something I'd never heard of. But since I have been using it, I really like it. It performs well. It stays on. The eyeshadows, it's easy to blend. And it has a lot of pigment, so you don't have to use half of it to see color. Okay, so then once you get that on, they have two setting sprays, one for oily skin and one for not oily skin. I use the oily skin one only because I get oily during the day. And you do that and it will like set it extra. Keeps it in place. Then I'm going to put on the mascara. Mascara has little fibers in it to help build your lashes. And they say that a lot of these fiber mascaras come with it, like a two-step thing. I've never used any of them before, though, not the fiber ones. But they say this one's only one step. I didn't know there was a two-step one. See if I can do this without drawing on myself. Yeah, I can't see very good. There we go. Too far from the mirror. It's a blur. Brows, I know they do frame the face, and if you don't do them, you just kind of look old and faded without doing them. They really perk up. Oh, there's another Patty. We have two Patties. Hello. Oh, trying to wave. There we go. But it does. It really brings it to life. But some of the younger girls, I've watched the makeup artists and stuff, they really, if you've seen what they take and they really make their brows a lot bigger and they draw it. See, mine, go down here, but they draw it where it more goes out like this. And it's just beautiful on them. They look like a model or something that way. A lot of them that do that, though, they don't hardly have any brows of their own. And so they have to, basically, they're drawing them on. But they're pretty. But that, I think, takes a lot of practice. I know I tried it one time. I looked like Mr. Potato Head with his angry eyes. I'm like, oh, maybe that's not for me. Or maybe I need to practice it a whole lot to be able to do that. But I have fairly good brows for my age anyway. They're still there. They are a little faded and losing a little color, but I can fix that. But at least I still have most of the hair there. I really only plucked my eyebrows up under here, so I didn't ever really overpluck them. Most people say they've lost their eyebrows because they overplucked. I'm so glad I didn't do that, because I would like to keep what little I have. So I'm good with doing it this way. Now, I usually don't do under here. A lot of people line under here. Can't decide if I like it or not. Sometimes I think, does it make me look more droopy-eyed? Here, I'm going to try one and you tell me. So I'm going to take my brush and my spray. I'll find that little brush. I'm going to use that little brush. Let's see what color. I'm going to use this color. So I can do this without making a mess of it. There we go. So I'm going to line. This is just the eyeshadow in the spray again. I'm going to line under there. And then I'm going to, I really don't have a lot of eyelashes under my eye. I don't know why. I know. But I can put some mascara on the few that are there. Okay, see you later, Aunt Jane. Okay, so now, there's one. This one has a little liner, and this one doesn't. Which do you think looks better? Does one look more droopy than the other, more lifted than the other? Can't ever decide. Should I line under there or not? Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and line the other one because I know I don't want to leave them different. Just lost my brush. There it is. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. So there, now I've lined both of them. Do mascara on both of them. Oops. You like it on there? Okay, good. Doesn't make my eyes look droopier or older or saggier or dark circlier. See, I just have such an aversion to putting dark under my eyes because I've had those dark circles since I was about 12 or 10. It's been like forever. I think they're hereditary. My grandmother, Annie Pygott, had them. She said when she was a little girl, she'd go to school and they would send her home and say, "Oh, honey, you hadn't had enough sleep." And she'd say, "I have too." It's like she had dark circles. They thought she wasn't getting enough sleep. I didn't have them real little, but I got them when I was about in middle school, I think. It's hereditary, I guess. Not something I particularly wanted. Okay, so now I'm going to show you this little thing. This is a neat little thing. These are the lip liners from Lime Life by Alcone. This one's called Berry Berry. See, it comes like this. This is the coolest thing. See how sharp the point is? You know, that's how they come when they're brand new. So this really makes a lip stick or whatever you're going to use. It really makes it last a lot longer. It's not harsh. Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I try to not make it real harsh. So usually when I use lip liner, because particularly if I want to make it last, my lipstick last, I usually color it all in. Do I have allergies? I don't, not any specific thing that I know. Like I couldn't say I'm allergic to something. But I have like ongoing sinus time all the time. Drainage. I probably do. But I wouldn't know what I was allergic to. Florida, probably. So yeah, it could be an allergy thing. I don't know. So see, I color it all in. And this, I think that makes the lip color adhere to it better. I'm going to show you something real neat with this lip liner. I've never seen one like this before. These are brand new. They just came out with this design. Okay, now look at the tip. See how I used it so it's dull? Then this little lid has a little sharpener in it. So what you do is you take this and you push it down just a little bit. I'm trying to get where you can still see. So you just extend it a little bit. See, now it's dull. And then you put it in the lid and you turn it till it clicks. Okay, hear that click? Then I'm going to, now look, it's perfectly sharp again. And there's like nothing, I don't know what it's not in there. There's nothing in there. I guess it reforms it to a perfect little point every time. Yeah, allergies. I've heard that allergies can cause dark under the eyes. But like I said, I've never like been tested. It's like, what am I allergic to? I don't know. But it certainly could be that. I guess it's not so severe I can't live with it. I'm just used to it from all my life, I guess. Oh, you know what? One thing I did not do that I usually do. Let me find another little brush. I usually put, this is what the makeup artists do. They put on some highlighter. So if you put a little bit in here, they say brightens up your eye. Yeah, this brightens up. This one is a bright one. And you put it under your brow. And then they usually go like this. Put it down your nose. They put it here right above their Cupid's bow. I've never seen anybody do this before. That's what they do. And maybe down there a little bit. They say it like it's like the light hitting your face and going all the way down. And then, of course, you have to blend it. It just highlights it, I guess. Oh, and then they put it. Now, I don't do too much of it on my cheeks because I have big pores. And then shimmery stuff just like highlights pores. And also highlights crepey skin. So shimmery stuff ain't all that great. If you have any of that. But it makes for a shine on your face. Alright, so then these colors, I like these. I like to mix these because this color is so beautiful by itself, but my face is so pale that if I do real dark, I look like, woo. Especially I've got this liner on too, that's already dark. So I just like, this is called Sugar Plum. That's a plum color. I just barely putting any of that color on. And then this one is called Creme Brulee. It's just kind of like a pink. It's not real dark at all. That color. And then I put it on top of it and mix it. And I can make it quite a bit lighter. It'd still kind of be that color. It's a lighter shade of it. Trying to match my shirt. The pink in my shirt. Always try to match it. Trying to get the points even too. I like this too because I've tried a lot of these liquid lipsticks like that. They're kind of new. It's nothing I ever wore before. So they have some of them. They dry down 100% and make your lips feel like paper. Ooh, they are dry. And, but they are transfer proof. You can rub your lips all over everything. It won't come off. But I haven't had a lot of success with those because they chip off what they call my waterline and on the inside, and I get little flakes of chipped stuff, colored. It doesn't stay on. It doesn't stay on me very well. And so, and plus I feel like I'm like about to die of thirst because my lips are so dry. So I like it, but this one does not dry 100%. It's more moisturizing, and it's like it dries about 90% eventually. But it's not transfer proof, but it's moisture, and I need the moisture. I need the moisture. And then I don't do this. I definitely don't do this for every day. But for theater on the stage, that one of their requirements is that we have to wear false eyelashes. That was fun when I found that out. I'm like, oh, I've never done that. Uh-oh. And I went to a MAC counter and said, please show me how to put it on. And they did. It's really easy. And the only reason I do it is because I need to practice. I don't want to. But it is real easy. So all you do is you take an eyelash. And these, I like these because they're tapered. It's easier if you hold it with a... But I don't wear these every day. I guess I could, but I wear glasses and then they kind of be hidden. But see, they're skinnier at the one end than they are at the other, and they're not real thick. These are a little thicker because these are actually what they call faux mink. so they're bushier a little bit. I really can't wear these with glasses. The other one I can, but these would just, they just brush my glasses. Then I take this glue, it's called Duo glue in a green and white. Comes in a green and white bottle. Well, it comes in a box, but then there's a bottle inside. And all you do is paint a real thin. You like MAC? Yep, they're good. I like their eyeshadow too. But see, it looks like purple. It's only when it's wet. That's why I got it on there. But then you have, the whole trick to those is you have to let it sit a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get tacky. Because if you don't, it's just going to slide all over your eye. So then while I sit one down, I do the other. And what you really should do with these, I've already done it though, is you make sure they fit your eye before you put glue on. You never want, because sometimes they're longer than your eye and you have to cut a little end off. There, I got it on that one. Let him sit there and dry. So they, you know, so they don't go past your eye. But I'm lucky somehow they fit my eye. Guess my eye is long. So then it gets a little tacky. Well, I gotta see in a mirror I can see. There you go. You don't put it on your lashes, you do it on your lid, just above your lashes, and you gotta get the right spot. You touch it down in the middle and it'll sit there. And then you touch down the end, and then you touch down the other end, and then you tap along the whole thing, get it in place. Woo! Gonna have some real eyelashes now. A lot better than mine. Okay, let's try this one. I'll try this mirror. Touch it in the middle. It's really easier than you would think. Touch it on that corner. Touch it down on that corner. Then tap all along a whole line. That's it. And they're easy to take off too. It's almost like taking off a Post-it note. Just goes, whoop, comes right off. And they don't hurt your eyelashes at all because they're really just sitting above them. And it sticks to eyeliner and eyeshadow and all the concealer, sticks to everything. I don't know how, but it does. It sticks. They're pretty on stage. They're pretty in pictures too. If you take a picture, ooh, your eyes look so pretty. If you have on false eyelashes. But in person, they're like, ooh, you look in the mirror. So I'm not. They're beautiful. Thank you. See, here's my glasses. I can't see distance without glasses to see if they sweep my glasses. I guess I don't know if I could trim them or not. I could probably get shorter ones. The other ones I have are shorter. They are pretty. They're fun. You know, after you've had them on for like an hour or something, because at first you just feel this gooey, you feel the glue, you feel the tacky. But after an hour or so, you don't feel it anymore. It's kind of funny. You don't know they're there. So, I was going to show you a couple things today other things that Lime Life has that I really like. Here's one of them, is called 40 Cure Cream. And it's a hand and body cream. It's kind of orangey. And their skincare is all natural. It has essential oils. It doesn't have harsh chemicals. It is cruelty-free. Now this is the only skincare item that's not vegan. The only reason it's not vegan is it has beeswax in it. But everything else is vegan. It smells so good. It has orange oil in it, sweet orange oil, lavender, and tamanu seed oil. I'd never heard of tamanu seed oil. Apparently it is a tree that grows in Tahiti. And the people that are there were using the oil from the seeds of that to heal skin problems. And they said they nicknamed that tree the 40 Cure tree because they say it cures 40 skin problems. So if you have like a scratch or a burn or a blemish, or it heals stuff. And it smells so good. I've been putting it on my cuticles because I have like the driest, peeliest, horrible cuticles. I had a scratch on my hand. I put on that. You can't even see it anymore. And it feels really good. I love it. And then what a lot of people are doing is mixing it with this other thing. This other thing is the one that's like the neatest thing they have. It is called One Drop Wonder. And all this is, it's got one ingredient in it. Only one. It is 100% pure organic Pomifera oil. And see, you just take it and it'll push this little thing, and it's a glass bottle and a glass dropper because it's 100% pure oil. And this guy was studying to be a biochemist. I read the story on Google. It's really interesting. And he grew up, it was either Texas or Iowa, because this stuff grows in Texas. I think it's Iowa. I don't think it's Idaho. I think it's Iowa. But I know it's Texas and something. Texas and Iowa. And they said back in the day, before they invented barbed wire and they all had cattle, they planted this hedge because it had thorns and it was real dense. And instead of fences, they had this hedge and the cattle wouldn't go through it because of the thorns. Well, then once they got fences, they didn't use it anymore, but the stuff was growing wild there. And it had this, you can see it right here. This is a picture of the fruit right here. It looks like it's a round green bulb that looks like a skin similar to an orange. It's real wrinkly and crinkly. And it's not really an edible fruit because it's real hard. It's just not something anybody ate. So they said they call it a horse apple or they call it a hedge ball. It's actually called an Osage orange. And they just fell on the ground. Nobody ever did anything with them. And this guy was going to school to be, I think it was biochemist. It was some kind of chemist. And his dad came to him in one day, because they grew up in where these things were, and said, if you really want a business of your own and be successful, take this thing here and find out what's in it that heals people's skin. Because apparently the people that were local in the area from way back, probably in the 1800s, they'd cut that in half and take and rub it on their skin if they had a cut or scratch or something, and it would heal it. So he thought, well, sure, why don't I do that? So he found out what the properties that were in it. It was the seed oil that had healing skin properties in it. And they said it causes your skin to regenerate faster and to heal. And so a lot of people, so this is cold pressed. Like I said, it's organic. Well, the stuff grows wild. They don't have to propagate it. It just grows. And he's processing it. He does own that a company that's cold processing or cold pressing this oil. And he sold it, or he has a contract with Lime Life. And a lot of people take it and they mix them. And so I've been doing that and put this on. I've had a blemish, and because I've had acne my whole life, I never would have put oil on acne. The oil's the problem. Well, the oil is the oil in your skin, but this is healing. Since I've gotten this, I put it on, like if I get a blemish, it's gone next day. And it's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. And this, if you mix it with this, it's gotten rid of, I had a scratch on my hand, you can't even see it anymore. It's completely gone. I mean, I can't even point it out to you because there's nothing there anymore. But it's really fast. And I had, before I found this stuff too, I don't know why, but both of my corners of my mouth were cracking. It's probably from using that previous lipstick I was using that was so dry, like paper. And they were both split. I don't know if you ever have your lips split in the corner. That hurts, and it never heals. Goodness, it had been there like 3 weeks, and I finally got this stuff. And I got this first, and I was putting it on it. And it was getting a little better, a little better, a little better, a little better. And then this had been back ordered, and when it finally came in, it was getting gradually better with that one. And then I put this on it one night and woke up the next day and it was gone. It was completely, I'm like, I can't believe this. It's not even, I was trying to make it hurt. Couldn't even make it hurt. So their skincare products and the essential oils and the different oils they have, it's the most amazing stuff I've ever seen. It's so neat to find something this great. And the other thing I found this other little thing at Amazon. And this, I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. You know what this is? I had never seen this before. It is called a makeup brush drying tree. And they say when you wash your makeup brushes, you shouldn't dry them like this, because then the water that's left in them goes down into the brush and will get down here where the glue is and cause your bristles to loosen. So you should never dry a brush like that. So while I was drying them like that on the counter, I thought, well, at least that's a little better. But then I saw something on, it was on Facebook, a thing that said what you should do. You should really need to dry them like that. And they showed this thing where they took hair ties and they put this brush up against like a towel rack, and then they wrapped the hair tie around it. So I tried that, but then I got where I needed my hair ties and I could only do so many. And then I found this. And so you wash your brush, and see, this right here is like, it's like silicone. See, it's like rubber. And then, so you wash your brush and you get it clean, and then you stick it up through the thing like that. And see, and look how many it holds. It's got all sizes. And see, like here's one for a big fat brush, and they all dry at the right direction. And got one for little brushes. I really like this thing. It's really cool. But like I said, I just got that from Amazon. Now, this Lime Life has this brush cleaner. It's a real good brush cleaner. This is made with young coconut milk. They use the best ingredients for stuff. They don't add fragrances or anything to their stuff. If it smells like, they make stuff out of lemon, so of course it smells like lemon, but they don't add extra fragrance. So this soap, it just smells like good clean soap. It has no fragrance, but it's so neat. You just get your brush wet, put it in here and go swirl, 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 and rinse it out. It's just clean. It's one of the best cleaners I've used for brushes. And then I have my nifty little tree to dry. Overnight and they're dry. I really like that. And it's real flimsy. It's just plastic, but it works so good. All right. I think that's all for today. I think I'm going to go. I'll come back again another time. I'm glad you're getting your book tomorrow. I can't wait to see. You're probably just going to sit down and be reading that book nonstop if you like to read, because it's got such good information in it. So I am off to go sit on the couch. Off to relax, maybe watch TV, and I will talk to you another time. And everybody have a good day, and we'll play somewhere another time. Oh, here, since I'm going to go, I'll show you how easy it is to take these off if you've never done it before. Watch. Well, oh, so easy. There's nothing to it. It looks so much better with it, though, doesn't it? Are you going to order the brush rack? Yeah, you should. It's, like I say, it's just called something like Makeup Brush Tree. I know it was called something Tree. Makeup Brush Tree. And it comes in 2 pieces, and you just put this together and put it up there. And look at, yeah, like I said, it holds a lot of them. And it dries faster. Because remember I told you I was taking them and washing them. I was laying them on the counter like this. They actually dry faster like this. Because the water, is going down to the tip. And that's exposed to the air more. So they dried a lot faster in that tree. I liked it a lot. I'm glad I found it. Because, yeah, I was running out of hair ties trying to tie my brushes to the towel racks. And then I had no room for towels. It just depends on how many brushes you have. I've gotten more brushes now, so it's like a lot more to wash. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to wash the brushes. And, ooh, I got a lot. But this doesn't take up very much room either, because it's all here together. Okay, so I'm going to go. And hopefully I can talk to you tomorrow and let me know about the book. And it's so cool that you already know you have a kin person picture in the book. You got a bunch of them. Get you one named Pelt already, though. All right. So I will talk to you later, and you have a good night. And I'm going to go rest and get up and go to work again tomorrow. And I will see you later. Bye.